This video will either get me banned or go viral, or uh, or nothing will happen. Actually, you know, God, I look terrible. Sorry. Normally I look beautiful. Okay, just take my word for it. Normally I look flawless, but yeah, right now. Anyway, I'm just stalling because I'm a bit nervous. This is a true story on listen, to any Westerner, and and I mean technically I'm a Westerner. I've grown up in Canada for the past 15 years. Je parle petit peu français, mais je vais prendre plus de français parce que je suis canadien. That was just a little bit of French for my French speakers and other Canadians out there. They'll understand. It's basic French. Every Canadian understands basic French. So this is a true story that we've been taught. So like the first 10 years of my life, I was in Iran, and I went to school there, grade one and grade two. In fact, grade one, I went to one of the best schools in the country, and you may think oh, it's just grade one. Who cares? No, no, trust me. There, every grade is very serious. Like, there's no such thing as oh, that's just grade one. Doesn't matter. No, no. But because my dad was in the Iranian government, so obviously we were very rich. I think we're one of the top 10%, maybe even 1%. I don't know. One of the richest families in the country. So obviously went to a very prestigious school. So anyway, um, I don't think the fact that we were rich has anything to do with the story, because I think this story was taught to everybody in the country, and it's I swear to God, it's a positive story about suicide bombing. I'm not even joking. And listen, I grew up, like I said, I've been in Canada for 15 years, or 14 years. So I know that you know, suicide bombing isn't really praised in Canada. I get it. No, I get it. It's not, and it shouldn't be. Don't get me wrong, but I still look at this story in a positive light, and I don't think it's the fact that I'm Muslim and Persian. I genuinely think, even by Western standards, this is a positive story. I genuinely think that. Um, at least I hope it. So that's why I'm like, I want other people to know. And the funny thing is, anyone who knows me knows I run a Discord server with 600 members. And normally I tell everybody in that server all these random life stories of mine. But every time I tell them these stories, I forget to tell them to anywhere else. And so this time I decided not to tell them and put it on YouTube and BitChute, just in case this YouTube gets banned. Because, it's a violent story. Although, to be fair, it should be, like, culturally, this is going to be an interesting one, because culturally, this story is actually positive. So, if they ban me, I guess they're attacking Muslim culture, Persian culture, Middle Eastern culture. But yeah, so, and by the way, this story is true. The story is not made up. Uh, you could call it a legend, but but I actually wouldn't, uh, because it's. I mean, no, legends can be true, right? I guess legends can be exaggerated a little bit, but they're true. So, actually, no, it's not a legend because this actually happened. This actually happened. So never mind. Sorry. Um, it's So it was during the Iran-Iraq War, and God, again, it's a story about it's it's kind of like, I don't know. Maybe we should call this story the heroic suicide bomber. It sounds so bad. Um. So God, and his name is Hussein. So it was during the Iran-Iraq War, and there, probably should have edited. Iran-Iraq War, and there was a base in Iran that was getting overrun by the Iraqis. And again, okay, a little bit of context. The Iran-Iraq War is actually still to this day one of the top 20 deadliest conflicts in human history. Like, in terms of deaths and injured, it's literally still top 20. It was huge. Insane. So yeah, it was during the Iran-Iraq War, and there was a small, narrow base in the middle of the mountains, and a line of tanks was moving forward, and they were about to infiltrate the base. Now, the base had no escapes, and on their walkie-talkies and communication lines, they were telling everybody, like, "Oh my God, we need reinforcements. The Iraqis are here. They're gonna kill, they're gonna capture this base." And it was a very strategic point, which is why the Iraqis were trying to capture it. And they had no weapons left, just a couple of little bits of bullet, but just a handful of grenades and nothing else. And it was these, I don't even remember everybody that was in the base. I guess it was a sergeant and a couple of soldiers, and one like very young soldier. He was probably one of those young volunteer soldiers. So he was like a 16 or 17-year-old kid.